I I mean, I agree with everything you guys said. I love the movie. A few interesting things. When they did a first cut of the film, Spielberg felt that there wasn't enough action, or he felt not, or what he said was he felt that we weren't giving them as much action as the audience expected. So that motorcycle chase, right after they get out of the castle, that motorcycle chase was done after the fact in Marin County, California, right near like Lucas Valley Ranch, or I mean
It's so
Skywalker Ranch, sorry.
good.
And it's excellent, and it's perfect that that chase happened there, because I think what originally would have happened is that you just see that gag where the Nazis are going into the boat and they like zoom by in the motorcycle and knock those two guys into the water. I think that was the original cut, and I'm so glad they added a chase there. I love the movie a lot. It is really, if you go online and look at debates, if they're like ranking Indiana Jones films, Last Crusade and Raiders are always neck and neck, and they're both so good that it's really hard to say one is much better than the other. If for me personally, I think just because Raiders was the first and it introduced this type of like modern action adventure, Raiders to me has the slightest edge. But I love Sean Connery in this movie. I love the character, like their relationship. They seem, not only is it comedic, but they seem like a real father and son. And I like
Yeah.
how annoyed like Harrison gets at his dad in certain, he's like, come on, dad, come on. Like, it's just so realistic. And like, I appreciate that a lot more now. This was the first Indiana Jones I saw in the theater. It was like the last day of first grade. I was like 8 years old. So I went to see it with my dad and like a matinee show. Just amazing. Like, obviously as an 8-year-old, I'm not going to get a joke about it, understand the joke of like
Right.
Indy and his father sleeping with the same woman. That's something you figured out later on. And but like the visuals, the genius of Spielberg is like, I loved that movie as a little kid. And obviously I couldn't pick up on everything I picked up on now, but I could pick up on the visuals and the movement of the story. And it was just wildly entertaining.
There's so much momentum in this movie.
There's so much momentum.
They're moving.
I think to me, I feel like this is more of like a bit more of a chase film, where like Raiders, I kind of like how Raiders spends a lot more of its time at the Tanis dig site. Like, I like that big midsection. This movie is more like kind of like globe-trotting adventure. I love it. I would say if I was being nit pieces, some of the set pieces I like better than others. For some reason, it's clever. And I like the thing with the boat propeller, but the boat chase in Venice, I've always thought that's good, but it doesn't for other set pieces. I'd put that more lower on the bar. But what makes the movie and what elevates it and what this movie needs is an incredible set piece. And I think the tank chase rivals the truck chase in Raiders of the Lost Ark. They're both about 8.5 minutes long. All the stuff that happens on the tank, all the that's amazing. Them escaping the fireplace with the revolving door is amazing. So when the set pieces are at their best, they're incredible in this film. I think everything looks good, like the catacombs under Venice. I just like this movie has a very epic feel, because they're like literally going after the Holy Grail, and it's like dangerous and far away in a canyon in the desert. And I love the climax when they're in that place and they have those 3 challenges. I think the breath of God, the word of God, the path of God. My favorite is when Indy literally has to jump into that impossible chasm on a leap of faith. And
I was on the edge of my seat. That was so well done. I was so tricked by that.
No, it was incredible. And like, but the stakes are so high at the end of that movie, because like he is just rekindled with his father, and his father's life is on the line. Indy has no choice.
Yeah. That's what's great about it. You've added the ticking clock element into this. It's not about Indy getting the Holy Grail. There's major stakes to this because of that, the urgency now. It's a brilliant move.
Major stakes, incredible stakes. And just as a piece of set design, I have always been obsessed with like cliffs and
not just like world saving stakes, it's personal stakes.
Stakes. Yeah. It's like character driven stakes.
Yeah.
I think I don't know why I'm obsessed with it, but that cliff that Indy has to do the leap of faith on, the shot where he comes out and you're looking down at the blackness of that cliff, that place was epically terrifying. That temple and those challenges has the most like supernatural, spiritual, otherworldly, dangerous feel to it in these, and just that place is. I love the Knight. I love the humor. I like that Sean Connery gets to meet the Knight because his academic quest is fulfilled, and they can't cross the seal, but he waves to him. The ending is just perfect. It's epic. Um, I would give it 4.5. Just because Raiders has that edge, but like I can arguably see this as a better movie than Raiders. That's why it's a challenge for me, because for me, it's just Raiders being first.